Hello and welcome back to a brand new vid of Fox Reacts. Now, it's been a while since we've done this, but welcome back to Death Battle. Today we're gonna see the Omni-Dad versus the Homelander Hero. And that's hero in quotes, of course. Now let's hop in and see just which one of these supermen will be the best of them all. I was going to say superest, but I didn't want to because that didn't sound right.
This episode of Death
Here we
Battle
go.
is sponsored by BetterHelp and Mint Mobile.
Alright, it's been a while, so let's just hop back into this. Death Battle, oh yeah.
Omni-Man, the Invincible champion from
Hell
planet
yeah.
Viltrum.
Homelander, the world's greatest superhero, brought to you by Vought International.
Oh,
Few
yeah.
heroes have stood the test of time with
Here
more
we go.
aplomb than the very first, Superman. But what if absolute power did, in fact, corrupt absolutely?
Boom.
Answer, we're all screwed.
Oh yeah,
He's
we'd all
with
kind
an
of just be
boomstick.
fucked.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
A death battle. Ooh, we had some good ass animation
Look,
for
up
this.
in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Omni-Man. How'd you go in there for a second, huh?
I get it.
Not really.
I get
His
it.
name is in the title of the video.
Well, you might be
Yeah.
forgiven for mistaking Nolan Grayson for his classic comic inspiration. He's even got that sexy mustache that he's not afraid to hide with terrible CGI.
Oh, yeah.
Born on the planet
that-
Viltrum,
wow, that was
Nolan was
incredible.
sent to Earth to act as its superpowered alien defender and spread the enlightenment of his utopian homeworld.
And
There
as
you go.
his superhero alter ego Omni-Man, there was no one better suited to the task. He saved the world countless
He's about
times,
1,000
worked
years
alongside
old.
the Guardians of the Globe, and even married and had a son, Mark.
Life couldn't be better until Mark inherited his dad's Viltrumite powers. That's when Mark found out that his
Finally.
dad was a stinking rat bastard liar.
Holy
Turns
shit!
out, Viltrum wasn't exactly the peaceful utopia Nolan promised.
Peaceful in the sense that they culled half
Holy
their population,
shit.
murdering billions with their bare hands until only the strongest were left, united
Damn.
by a common purpose.
This Viltrumite empire then went on to conquer planet after planet in their home
Holy
galaxy, murdering
shit.
any who dared oppose them. So just scratch that whole
Damn.
peaceful part entirely.
Yeah,
And
forget
turns
that.
out Omni-Man was here to do that same thing to Earth. Sorry, Mark. Your dad's a dick.
Holy.
Even worse, he's easily the most powerful being on
God, I
the
wanna
entire
watch this
planet.
show.
Imagine combining the raw power of a Kryptonian and the bloodlust of a Saiyan, and what you get is basically a Viltrumite.
And there you
Due
go.
to their unique
Yeah.
DNA, Viltrumites are composed of smart atoms that they can manipulate
Yeah.
to achieve superhuman feats, like holding their breath for weeks on end by drawing more energy from the oxygen inside them.
Kinda reminds me
Oh.
of that whole bioelectric aura thing Superman has. That's basically how comic writers bullshit a sciencey explanation
Yeah,
for
there
his
you go.
powers.
Except smart
all you
atoms
need.
make even less sense. How can atomic structure be designated by your DNA? DNA is made of atoms. It's completely nonsensical
there you
biological
go.
hogwash that I cannot stand.
Uh-oh, comics
Hey,
fans.
relax,
I'm
Wiz.
calling this debunked.
Ow!
Viltrumites can fly, withstand near absolute zero temperatures, and even possess insane healing factors. You know, stuff like getting punched through the stomach, having
Ugh.
your guts ripped out, or having
Ow.
your face smashed up in a tomato soup. I don't mean to exaggerate,
Ow.
but Viltrumites in this series get fucked up and somehow
Oh,
survive.
jeez.
However, too much trauma to the brain or heart can overtax their healing factors, and intense heat can be especially damaging.
Even
Oh,
the
yeah, that would
most
make
powerful
sense.
Viltrumites can be killed by extended baths in the spicy hot plasma of a star.
And because of their
Uh-huh.
abilities, their inner ear vestibular system is far more sensitive than a regular human.
Ow.
Intense sonic pressure will disrupt their fragile equilibrium and even prevent them from flying.
Oh,
Though
that is...
pushing themselves to
Ow.
their physical limits only ends up making them way stronger. And considering
like
Nolan
lost.
has been alive
It
and
feels like-
planet
oh.
conquering for thousands of years, he's easily one of the toughest Viltrumites around. Like, other
Holy
aliens
shit.
attacking him will literally splatter their bodies against him. But Mark didn't inherit
Oh, man.
everything from his dad. Despite his alien genes, Mark was raised as a human with our weak, pathetic human values like
Mm-hmm.
love and compassion and not brutally murdering the shit
And-
out of
yep.
everyone you see
Ah.
like a maniac. Really made it difficult for Nolan to relate to his kid.
Such as when these aliens invaded Earth. Mark tried his best to minimize casualties and
Oh.
outsmart his numerically superior foes.
Nolan, meanwhile, tackled their leader through the portal back to their
Ooh.
homeworld, then spent some time systematically annihilating their planet.
Let's not forget, before he even did that of grabbing the guy, he said, "You don't understand. Earth isn't yours to conquer. and then just started wiping out the
For
planet.
even daring to take Earth from him. Classic generational divide.
Annihilate
Oh,
is
geez.
underselling it. Nolan flew so fast that his body lit their planet's atmosphere on
Look at
fire,
this.
creating massive country-sized explosions,
Holy
with his own body
shit.
as the projectile.
Omni-Man has flown across galaxies in only a week, survived punching a hole through a planet,
Damn.
and even deflected a meteor the size of Texas.
Assuming that means the diameter
Nice.
of the meteor is equivalent to the distance from the top of the panhandle to the Gulf of Mexico. That would
Nice.
make it 1,300 kilometers wide.
And weigh over 4.6 quintillion tons, moving at
actually
re-entry
cool.
speeds of over 11,000 meters per
Yeah.
second. It had hit with enough energy to destroy the moon twice over.
So Omni-Man is strong enough to slaughter those who consider
Awesome.
him an ally, the Guardians of the Globe, all to ensure as seamless a
Holy
transition to the
shit.
coming Viltrumite rule as possible.
Too bad for Nolan, it wouldn't be that easy because he'd have to go
Mm-hmm.
through his son first.
Mark was horrified by his father's treachery,
He may be a
spurred on by the
Viltrumite
reveal
blood,
that Nolan only
but
viewed his
he
mother
is
as
a
a
human
pet,
hog.
a disposable broodmare. Invincible fought Omni-Man to save the planet.
And that's when Mark's real Viltrumite
And boom.
training began. Get it?
Ugh.
Training? Like the train?
Yes,
Oh,
we get it.
come
It
on,
was a
no.
good pun. Jesus.
But if anything,
This is
it was
terrible.
Omni-Man that learned a lesson about humanity that day.
He may have tried to turn Mark into a Viltrumite, but in reality, as Nolan fled Earth
And
with
boom.
tears in his eyes, Mark made his father human.
Boom. Now that's his. Oh.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Sorry.
Life can be overwhelming,
About had a
and
geek
many
out
people
there.
are burned out without even knowing it.
Symptoms can
hold on.
include
We
lack
got
of
an ad coming
motivation,
up.
feeling helpless.
All right, and we're back after the ad.
Welcome to Vought International, a multi-billion-dollar American conglomerate whose #1 products are the greatest superheroes on the face of the earth.
That's right.
like Wayne,
Superheroes are
Tech.
real, and they're big business.
Imagine a company that possesses a monopoly on popular culture,
Ooh.
pumping out movies, TV shows, action figures, and video games constantly, drowning the masses in a slurry of focus-tested nostalgia opium with no end in sight.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Disney?
Imagine.
Within Vought's pantheon of gods among men is their
Boomstick
premier
gets it.
super team, the Seven, and its leader, Homelander.
He's got the looks,
Mm-hmm.
the charm, the Jesus, and most importantly, he's got the power to slaughter all of America's enemies at home and abroad.
Ow!
This guy probably eats freedom and shits eagles.
But Homelander's squeaky clean corporate sheen is only skin deep. Far
Yep.
from the big blue Boy Scout he's marketed as, Homelander is probably the closest thing to Lucifer on Earth.
Remember
Yep,
Bad
that's the
Future
thing,
Biff
though.
from Back to the Future? Now give him superpowers and media training.
Vought's official story
Yo,
is that
boy.
Homelander was an alien who landed here as a baby, a tale we're
Yeah.
all familiar with.
And one that's total
It's a
bullshit.
Superman route,
Homie was made in
but
a
it's
lab
not.
with Vought's proprietary super soldier serum, Compound
Mm-hmm.
V.
And he was a complete success.
He's a lab
Too much
experiment.
of a success. He was murdering rooms of terrified scientists before his umbilical cord was even cut.
Oh,
In the
geez, what
comics,
the hell?
Vought had to keep a remote-controlled hydrogen bomb strapped to him at all times because they had no idea what else could possibly kill him.
As he grew up,
Gee.
he was subjected to psychological conditioning to make him the greatest and most profitable hero of all time.
It wasn't long before he debuted as Homelander,
And
the
boom.
ultimate defender of the American dream.
Homelander possesses massively superhuman strength, speed, and durability. He can fly at hypersonic speeds,
actually
see
kinda
through walls
cool.
with X-ray vision, and detect a
this
person's
a TV
emotional
show or
state
something?
from just the sound of their heartbeat.
But you know you're done for when he breaks out his heat vision, which is strong
Ugh.
enough to slice through crowds of people or split airplanes in half.
Or
Holy
screams so loud that it shatters the eardrums of anyone around him.
Those are innocent bystanders
Oh.
whose ears are exploding, by the way. Oh yeah, he totally botched this mission to stop a plane hijacking, so he forced each and everyone on board
Yeah.
to die in the resulting crash so they wouldn't reveal his incompetence.
Well, Homelander's powers
Oh.
may be real, but his heroism is a charade. Though
Damn,
he
this
plays
is
his
crazy.
part well, he cares nothing for the peons he's forced to protect.
Ow.
The only thing he treasures is, ironically, his public image. Turns out being raised as a lab experiment doesn't create a healthy person.
But no shit.
Don't worry, he eventually cleaned up his act and started a totally 100% healthy sexual relationship with a fellow superhero.
Oh.
Who just happened to be an actual Nazi.
Oh.
Speaking of sex, Wiz, you know how I'm always saying we should figure out how Superman and Lois,
Check please.
The Forever Connected
Astrid.
Collection.
It's oh no, gotta cut.
Exclusive.
Oh, sorry about that.
get busy? Well, forget that, because Homelander proved that they can't when his ejaculation blew his
what
partner
the
to
hell?
smithereens. Who proved that?
Look,
Why
there's
would
no
anyone
way to
draw
sugarcoat
that?
this. Considering a human's load has much less mass than a shotgun pellet, it would have to be moving significantly faster to achieve the same kinetic energy.
Huh.
Over
What's that, a ball
1,500
shot?
meters per second, or 4.5 times faster than sound.
That's right. Homelander can bust a nut faster than the speed of sound. Well, good night, everybody.
Yeah, that was
Ooh, kind
terrible.
of sucks
What?
for
Oh,
humanity
ow.
that they made this dude the most powerful being on the planet and a psycho murderer.
That's no exaggeration. Stillwell even commented that Homelander has proven immune to every weapon known to mankind, no matter how powerful. Humanity literally lacks the ability to kill him.
That'd include
Oh, nice
nuclear
going.
weapons as powerful as the Tsar bomb, which exploded with the energy of 50 megatons of TNT.
Well, nice
Actually,
going,
it
guys.
could have exploded with twice that. But the Soviets who created it were afraid it would irreversibly alter Earth's biosphere and end the world.
Yeah,
That's
huh?
right, we all almost died.
And that's the kind of shit Homelander can shrug off no problem. He's strong enough to throw a jet with one hand and fast enough to outspeed a C4 explosion.
Despite being an
Oh,
emotionally
man.
stunted man-child, Homelander is still surprisingly cunning and able to manipulate those around him.
Though it probably wasn't too smart to
Alright.
piss off the world's angriest
Pretty
limey,
smart, I guess.
Billy Butcher. Yeah, turns out forcibly fathering a bastard son with someone else's wife is not a good idea.
Man.
Of note, as unjustifiable as it is, to Homelander,
Oh,
this
man.
gave him something he never had before. Some small measure of control over
Hmm.
his own life.
Being born Vought's star pupil meant he was under their thumb from the day he was born. His superpowered son was the first thing that was truly his
know.
and might be his best option for a new beginning.
Ow!
Or not.
Guy just straight up Omni-Man his own son.
This episode is sponsored by
Fuck,
Mint Mobile.
smock.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by those big wireless providers,
Okay, here we go.
mintmobile.com/deathbattle.
Alright, now before we get into it, let's take a bet. Who will win? Omni-Man or Homelander? To be honest, I have no idea. They both seem to be unstoppable killing machines. This fight's gonna be as close can get.
Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
I'm honestly gonna be surprised at who wins because I have no idea. Wow, this looks just like the show.
Howdy, neighbor. Coco? It's warm. You know, Nolan, Homelander is more than just a superhero.
What the
It might
hell?
be cynical to say this, but he's a brand. And it's very important to me that that brand means something. And if I'm playing second fiddle to some goddamn alien, what's really the point?
Seriously, if I was him, I mean, if I was Omni-Man, I would be like, what the hell are you doing in my house? And then just listen to this guy talk.
Right?
What
What
the
do you think?
hell?
Debbie?
Oh my god.
Aw, she's shy. So, do we have an understanding? Get the fuck out of my country.
Did you kill his wife?
I'm going to feed you your own heart.
Nice.
Shit. That was a great line.
Oh. Damn. Homelander, I can't believe he killed his wife.
Seriously? I'm not here for your country.
Oh, this is awesome. This is really amazing, guys. Top-notch animation. It's like an actual episode from a show. Oh no. There we go again, just slicing planes.
Never been hit by someone your own size before? You have to turn with the punch to reduce. Better.
Ow. Ow! There goes the Vulturmite healing. Damn.
What's the matter? Are you going to cry?
Oh.
After I'm done with you, I'm gonna flash right that little shit son of yours! This worthless neighborhood! And every goddamn person you know!
Oh, there goes the jaw. Like you said,
Remember what I promised you.
he's gonna feed you your own hawk.
Now swallow. Merry Christmas.
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Oh, Wiz, if there's a god, it sure seems like he was working out some aggression there.
Despite Homelander's dominance within the world of the boys, he's a big fish in a small pond, relatively
Yeah.
speaking. Homelander can move faster than sound, while Omni-Man can move faster than light. Homelander can survive a nuke, while Omni-Man can shatter the
I guess that does prove one thing. Don't fuck with a dad.
moon twice over.
To be fair, Homelander did have a couple of abilities Omni-Man didn't, like his heat vision.
And while Viltrumite
that's
healing
something.
factors have failed against continuous exposure to the heat of stars,
True.
that still took quite a bit of time. And there's
Yeah.
no reason to think Homelander's heat vision was anywhere near that hot.
Hell,
Yeah,
Nolan's
I mean,
tanked
it's
heat
basic.
vision from the superhero means Supreme before, who can vaporize people in an instant.
Even if it was hot enough, Omni-Man's superior speed would cut him off before he could do any lasting damage.
Exactly.
Similarly, despite being able to disrupt his equilibrium with his supersonic screaming, Homelander wasn't strong enough to capitalize on it in any meaningful way.
Or
Plus,
small
while
enough to
Homelander
realize
is
it.
pretty devious when the situation calls for it, Omni-Man has been fighting and conquering worlds for thousands of years. He comes
Oh, yeah.
from a warrior culture based on fighting. Homelander, on
Pretty
the
much
other
the
hand,
fight
comes
you
from a
live.
test tube and never had to push himself as a fighter because he was always so much stronger than everyone else.
Look at this.
And that's the key difference between them. One is a warrior, and the other is a bully. Homelander was never going to give up easy, but Omni-Man's skill,
Exactly,
power,
see?
and Viltrumite heritage earned him the win.
When it comes to Superman
boom.
knockoffs, Homelander had to eat his heart out.
The winner is Omni-Man.
Well, like I said, I was honestly surprised at how good
Death Battle
that
is
was.
back, and we've launched a brand new membership program for our YouTube channel. By directly supporting our
Oh,
team,
hey.
you'll get unique emotes, badges, and additional content, and a bunch more. Click that join button to see more info, and thanks so much for
Oh.
watching.
Next time on Death Battle, Magneto versus Akira. Tetsuo. Oh, Akira is the movie. Oh, now that's gonna be a good one. Alright, folks, well, that's all we're gonna leave off today's video. So, I want you to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creators and all they do. And I'll see all of you folks in the next video. Peace.